Hello and welcome to Sobirovs live show. We are streaming live from Toronto, and I welcome you all. For those who haven't participated in our live shows before, I welcome you all. Today we will be talking about Alberta's PNP farming stream. So any discussions about farming in Canada and especially in Alberta, we will be discussing today. I have a short presentation in the first half of my live stream, and then the next half, the second half, is about your questions. So many of my clients, they ask about farming in Canada, agricultural investment, and so on. So today is the topic, and we take as much time as necessary. So there is no time limit for this live sessions. As long as I have questions and comments from you, we will continue these live sessions. Approximately 1 hour we dedicated to it, but we can go beyond that hour, and I welcome you all. Before we start, please subscribe and follow us on social media. We bring a lot of insights as licensed Canadian immigration lawyers, specifically focusing on business immigration. We bring you the insights from that area of practice, and we share a lot of insights on our social media and websites, which I will mention today. And any related and essential links are in the description of this video. Wherever you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, the links will be provided as soon as possible. So therefore, I encourage you to subscribe, and I can see that 85% of our viewers are not subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so as soon as possible. Today's topic is PNP in Alberta, specifically farming stream. It's a unique stream. Not all provinces have this kind of stream. It derives from the strength of that province, Alberta being the agricultural hub of Canada, in addition to oil and gas, but farming is big industry in that province. So we will look into this stream specifically. It's a pathway to Canadian permanent residence through agricultural investment, and it has its own nuances. It's a bit different than other farming stream PNPs from other provinces. So we will compare them, we will give you the costs, what to expect, and so on. All right, let's get started then. Key takeaways. If you don't have time to watch the whole video or live stream, here are the main takeaways in 2 slides. Only the first slide and second slide will give you the gist of this program. First, the investment required for this is substantial, 500,000 Canadian minimum equity investment, and net worth of the person who is investing it will have to be minimum of 500,000 Canadian demonstrated net worth, which is verified by third parties. The Alberta authorities, they appoint third parties to verify your business plan and your net worth. So take into account. But this is a bit strange kind of situation. Let me give my comment on this. Usually PNP entrepreneur streams like this, they have a higher net worth and lower investment. But here, the net worth minimums and the investment minimums are equal. It seems that it's fair to say that you need to have more than 500,000 net worth realistically to do this project in Alberta. Competitive, a very competitive program, only limited nominations. I believe in 2024 there were only 17 nominations for PNP farm stream. So it's very competitive, so you have to be ready. And I will try to explain why it is competitive in a moment. Timeline, it usually takes around 12 months, 10 to 12 months to process both the provincial level and the federal level of your application. Total cost, realistic cost, we will look into that in a moment. It's between $600,000 to $1 million Canadian, including all expenses, your application fee, your legal fees, and your preparation of documents, business plan, and market research, and so on. The opportunity, however, is immense. So Alberta's $13.9 billion agriculture sector is open for you through this stream. So what is Alberta farm stream? If you ask anyone who is doing business immigration, they will tell you probably these key criteria and key features of that program. It's a specialized program. It's not for everyone. It's a pathway for experienced farmers. So you cannot do this program if you are starting farming now. You should have farming experience before. And it focuses on primary production only, like crops, livestock, dairy products. It excludes food processing, equipment sales, or farm supplies businesses, okay? It's a main production only category of farming. And provincial nominee increases your PR chances significantly. Of course, you will see now how the process works in farming stream, that provincial nomination is big win if you want to become a PR in Canada. And it's jointly managed by the province of Alberta and federal government of Canada. So that's why there are two main stages of this process, of application process. Now, who can apply? Let's, of course, we mentioned farm management experience, documented proof that you have farming experience previously. Financial capacity, of course, it's a significant investment, 500,000 net worth, plus you need to be investing 500 at the minimum as an equity. You can obtain Canadian bank financing, and there are some farm financing banks. For example, FCC is specifically finances farming, but you need to have a pre-approval letter from that bank if you are applying for kind of financing to support your operations. Comprehensive business plan must be prepared, and Alberta agriculture knowledge should be demonstrated there. So you need to do your own due diligence on the market, and that business plan will be checked by the Albertan provincial authorities, whether it's a realistic business plan or not. Feasibility will be checked. Language skills, although not specifically indicated in the program requirements, but realistically, you need to have CLB 5 in English or French, mostly English, because Alberta is predominantly an English-speaking province of Canada. Okay, financial commitments. It's significant, as I mentioned before, therefore perhaps not many people apply under this program. Investment breakdown from our experience is that minimum equity investment of 500,000. It's also mentioned net worth, which is documented and verified by third parties. Application fee itself is 3,500 Canadian, which is non-refundable. You pay it to the Albertan government. Legal and professional fees, they range from 15,000 to 50,000 Canadian, depending on the size of your family and all the fees involved in that. Total expected costs for the whole project, including your equity investment, is between 600 to $1 million Canadian. And I will mention the regions of Alberta in a moment, because according to the regions, your investment will increase, because things are more expensive in one part of Alberta than the other part of Alberta. Okay. As I mentioned, there are two stages, and it's very specific now. We will delve into the whole process in a moment. Two main stages, the provincial stage and the federal stage. Provincial stage number 1, it takes around 4 months. So to do your business plan assessment, to do your financial verification, and experience evaluation. So this will be done within 4 to 6 months maximum. Second stage is once you're selected and you apply, you do the medical examination, security clearance, and final PR application decision. So once you pass the first stage, you get the nomination, and then you apply for PR within the 6 months. Nomination can be extended, but usually it's given for 6 months. Then federal government will check your medicals and security clearance, and you will give you the PR decision within 6 to 8 months. So overall, we are looking at 12-month period for the whole thing to complete. But now the process in general, from bird's eye view. So here's the process that we go through with our client in overall. One is preparation. We take as much time as necessary to prepare you for the application. It's easy to apply, but it takes substantial investment and in time and resources to prepare your applications, because it should be complete. Incomplete applications are waste of money, and they are not considered by the provinces, and they are just returned to you. So you need to prepare, do your preparation thoroughly. Financial support, perhaps you will be applying for some kind of financing at Canadian banks. You will propose to the Canadian banks and so on. Then the official part starts with expression of interest. So once you do your due diligence, you are certain that you can do what you want to do in Canada financially and from your skills, then you express your interest and enter the Alberta system. So when you enter that, then they will look regularly to those expressions of interest, and when they like a certain project, they then select you and say, okay, we like what you're proposing, now send us your complete business application. So the major work is done under business application, in the business application stage. They review, they like or don't like, they make their decision on the provincial level, and they say, okay, we are happy with what we see in your application, and we nominate you for the PR. Then you do PR application. Now, see, usually the entrepreneur programs in other provinces, like a general entrepreneurship, not just not farming, they want you to come to Canada on work permit, do what you promised to do, and then get PR nomination. But here they nominate you, you apply for PR, and then decision comes as the last product of the whole process. So it's very specific to this stream. So from what I see, that's why it's demanding at the very beginning, the earlier stages. The preparation is very, very important. Now, my clients ask, okay, 500,000, I understand, but what does it give me? What happens with 500,000? So here are some regional price ranges. Alberta can be divided into 3 main regions: Northern Alberta, Central Alberta, and Southern Alberta. So now the price that we can see in the market is the following. In Northern Alberta, per acre, it ranges from 1,500 to 2,000 roughly per acre. The Northern Alberta is more about pastures, more livestock, and so on. Central Alberta is more cultivated region, and it ranges from 3,100 to 4,700 per acre. And the most expensive southern irrigated region of Alberta is up to 18,000 per acre, because different crops are grown in different regions. So as you can see, what 500,000 can buy, as you can see, 200 acres in the north, 100 to 160 acres in the center of Alberta, and 25 to 30 acres premium irrigated land in the southern part of Alberta. Okay, by the way, for those who have joined us recently, what we do usually in these live sessions is I do presentation. I'm almost done with my presentation, and please be ready to send me your questions, because I can see it in my screen, in that screen. So don't hesitate to start typing your questions if you have any related to this program, or in general to Canadian business immigration. So this is what 500,000 can get you in Alberta, depending on the region that you want to be. Now, what regions you should choose depends on what you want to do. So northern part of Alberta, most affordable land prices, as we can see, and recent appreciation is about 10 to almost 11.5%. The land appreciates regularly. Organic farming clusters are located in the north. So if you want to grow organic food, organic crops, so north will be your destination, Northern Alberta. Central Alberta is more balanced productivity there. Urban market access, because you access both Calgary and Edmonton in a way. And it's diverse in production, mostly grain and livestock options, so you can grow grain and livestock. Southern Alberta is more premium irrigated land, and high value crop productions are done there, and export infrastructure access is there because you export to the world market, including the US market. I know it's a challenging in this tariff driven world, but US markets remains as one of the best markets for Canadian products. Whether we like it or not, we need to expand to new markets, and the southern part of Alberta gives that infrastructure. But from any part, there's a transportation hubs and logistical hubs that can deliver your products to the world market. So this is what the regions can offer, each region. So financial reality of farming. Many people want to do farming. I like farming myself, but is it realistic? So when we deal with our clients, we always ask whether it's a realistic option for you. It's not just you are eligible. I look at the probability of success. So financial reality of farming in Alberta looks like this. Annual operating cost, according to our research, is, for example, grain operations require you around $200 to $600 per acre of your business, of your farm. Cattle operations require around $800 to $1,200 per head, feed only. This is not the cost of the livestock, it's the feed of the livestock only. Greenhouse operation or intensive growth, intensive crop operation is about $5,000 to $15,000 per acre. Just the operational cost of a farm in Alberta. Profit margins are significant. For example, commodity farms have a profit margin of 15 to 30%, and specialty direct marketing farms that they sell directly to the consumer, they have 60 to 80% higher than wholesale. So you should be realistic what to expect. It's not just becoming permanent resident of Canada in Alberta, but you want to do business. So in terms of business, you need to, as I said, do your due diligence, come and visit. I will give you some action plans in a moment, but you need to come and see the realistic picture on the ground before you make substantial investment in this program. Now, available financial support. Many of my clients, they ask, okay, I have this much money, I invest, but what about the financial support from the government or other programs for farming? So key funding opportunities exist. One is On-Farm Climate Action Fund. It can give you up to $75,000 of investment, financial support. On-Farm Value Added Program. There's a program about that. It's up to $250,000 if you grow the crop and maybe do it on the farm, kind of improve the value of your product. It's not the raw sale of crops, so you can get up to $250,000. On-farm efficiency program, there is a program for that. Up to $150,000 can be obtained there. And AFCC agricultural financing is available. As I said, some financial institutions in Canada offer farm financing. They can finance up to 30 million lending limit. So depends, of course, on your farm, the history of the farm, and your operations. Strategic advantage: sustainable operations receive priority. So more about sustainability. And perhaps you open new markets. Export Development Canada also can support your export of Canadian goods to new markets. So they offer, you can do your research about Export Development Canada's support to Canadian businesses. Now, as I mentioned at the early stage of our presentation, there are other farming stream programs in other provinces, but how does Alberta compare to those? Let's see. In Alberta, as we saw, the financial investment is significant and the net worth is also significant. And in Manitoba, it's a bit different. The investment required there is $300,000, a lower investment, as you can see. In BC, there's even lower but they require former farm management experience, and they require job creation in BC. New Brunswick, against the lowest in terms of farm streams, and in New Brunswick there are different things growing as compared to Alberta, but it seems to me Alberta is a great program with great opportunities for different type of entrepreneurs, but other provinces can also offer you different farm streams, and you should consider them seriously too. Now, keys to success. What we expect as business immigration lawyers practicing this area for more than 13 years, we expect the following factors that contribute to your success in Alberta program. One is, first, you need to document your farm management experience. In many countries around the world, people do farming, but the documentation is missing. They are farm owners generation after generation. However, it's not well documented. Realistic, detailed business plan. I cannot emphasize this more, but realistic business plan, not over-promising what you can or cannot do. So strong financial documentation is a part of your application. It's very, very important. It's verified by third parties. And Canadian banking relationships is also very important. We can help our clients to connect to financial institutions in Canada that are interested in financing farm operations, but this is very, very important for the success of your farming business. Main challenges, however, remain is highly competitive. As I said, last year, 2024, there were only 17 nominations under this stream. I don't want to discourage you. It's realistic, but it's competitive, okay? Have a realistic picture in your mind. Substantial financial requirements, without a doubt. Complex documentation process. It's not only legal documents, it's also financial documents, your farming experience. This is a long process and document-heavy process. Canadian banking as non-resident is also a challenge. If you buy an existing farm, perhaps you can rely on the history of that existing farm and build a relationship with a Canadian bank. But if you are a new player, that could be a challenge for the first couple of years of your operation. Now, immediate action, your action plans. I can see a lot of questions coming in. I'm aware of those. Thank you very much. And I will get to your questions in a moment. So, immediate action plan, and I've linked all the necessary links in the description of this video. One, self-assessment. Review your farming experience and finances. If it's not realistic, this is not the stream for you. This is not the pathway for you. Professional consultation. If you think that you have enough finances and experience, talk to us. Book a consultation. Go to sobirovs.com website, click on the link that says talk to a lawyer. A licensed immigration lawyer will be talking to you. Documentation. Gather farm management and financial records. When you are talking to a lawyer or any professional, base your arguments on real documents, okay? Research, study Alberta farming opportunities. By the way, we have created a guide that is linked in the description, free guide you can download about farming in Alberta, what crops are growing, what's the market size, and so on. All the data is there. And visit Alberta. We can help you with exploratory visit. Come, see it for yourself, spend some time, talk to the farmers, talk to Farmers Association. That's the part of your due diligence. Talk to economic development offices in certain regions. That will be helpful for your overall due diligence. And read our free guide on Alberta farm immigration. It's on our website. Let me show you right away. This is the website. Sobirovs.com has updated the look of our website, and we have created a guide, a free guide there. And also, while I'm here, you can download free Alberta farming guide. Just go to the link which is provided in the description. Finally, you can assess your Alberta Rural Entrepreneur Stream Calculator. It's not it's not relevant to this farming stream, but we have created a calculator where you can assess your chances in percentages based on our experience. So go and select the link in the description, and you can use those tools free of charge. No obligations to buy anything or do anything. So, but to download this free guide, you need to give us your name and so on, some information, which we will use to send you relevant information in the future. Okay, so that's almost the end of my presentation. I can see a lot of questions coming in. We will tackle those in a moment. Let me just finish this presentation. So timeline, begin preparation and expect it will be 6 to 12 months at least. Okay, it's a process, and we are ready to go with you if you think that you can do this stream and you're eligible for that stream. Now, what Sobirovs can do, what do we do when working with our clients? We first try to understand you, what you're trying to achieve, why this program or why not this program, and we find the right strategy, and with patience. We understand your goals, and then we have the solutions and identify the strategic moves, doing the immigration together. And at the end of the day, what we tell our clients is, you do your business, we take care of your immigration. Business first, immigration is the second. So that's why in the current in the current policy changes in immigration and so on, it's very important to focus on your business success. When there is a business success, immigration will come. Okay. Now, common questions, I can see some questions there, but common questions is I received in advance is, can I start with a smaller investment under this stream? No, it's minimum investment. Equity investment is 500,000. International farming experience accepted? Yes. If it's documented properly, yes, it's accepted. Can I partner with others? Yes, you can partner with other farmers that want to come to Canada, but their eligibility is assessed individually. So individually, they have to invest 500,000 each. Okay, you cannot team up and invest only 500,000. Each individual that is coming under this has to invest individually. So now I'm ready for your questions. If you have questions, if you remember your question after this live session, don't worry, leave it in the comment section, and I promise my team will get back to you as soon as possible. Sobirovs.com is your website. Here are our contact information. Sobirovs Law Firm handle on social media is the best resource for anything related to business immigration. Okay, now time for your questions. All right, I can bring those questions here. All right, to be eligible, here we go. Yeah, Suresh is asking, to be eligible, is it necessary to have farming experience, or an investor can invest first time and become eligible for this PNP program? No, and you got the answer too, Suresh. That's very fast. Yeah, you got the answer. Yes, farming experience, documented farming experience is required. If you don't have farming experience, this is not the stream to consider. Maybe there are other streams to consider. As I said, we have calculator online. We have created. This is one of the rural entrepreneur stream calculator. There are basically 12 steps. It's very easy. You answer a little bit questions. Just choose the answer, and it will assess based on the responses that you provided. Okay. And the link to that calculator is in the description. So thank you, Suresh, for your participation. A question from LinkedIn that we received in advance is, do I really need farming experience, or can I hire a farm manager? Yes, you do need farming experience, and I suggest that you hire a Canadian farm manager locally, because it's not only about immigrating and coming to Canada, it's also about the success of your investment in the business. Okay. Any alternative for, Suresh is following up with the question, any alternative for one without farming experience under Alberta PNP program? Yes, rural entrepreneur program, as I mentioned, is one of the good alternatives in Alberta. And in the rural Alberta program, you can also connect your business to farming, but it probably will not be the main production farming. Maybe it will be crop processing or food processing and so on, like meat packaging and so on. So Rural Alberta Entrepreneur Program is another program which requires less investment. You can start small and then grow steadily your business in Alberta. Here Suresh is again following up with a question. I'm on a C11 work permit in Toronto and don't see any hope for PR. Yes, unfortunately C11 has stopped becoming a PR pathway. Previously, you could add additional points by getting a job offer. No longer the case. So yeah, hope for PR through C11 is not there, unfortunately. That's why you're looking for alternative options. Yes, alternative option could be the rural entrepreneur stream for Alberta. Kai Han is asking the question, is there any advantage for starting other kind of businesses in terms of facilities provided by Alberta, for example, for jewelers, and if the applicant already has a visitor visa? The visitor visa gives you an opportunity to do exploratory visits to Canada. We have dealt before with some jewelry and precious stone business that from Malaysia immigrating to Canada. They were focused on the mountain region of Alberta and British Columbia, where there's a precious stone extraction operations. But please be mindful that Alberta government does not provide facilities. They provide some guidance and perhaps market research on your subject, but overall you do the most legwork yourself. If you are interested in opening a jewelry business or exporting precious stones from Canada to other locations around the world, we can talk because we have experience in this kind of business. Previously, as I said, we brought Southeast Asian companies to Canada because the Canadian precious stones are very unique. That company exported those stones to other regions of the world. Another business question from our website related to this topic is, can I buy an existing farm instead of starting from scratch? Yes, of course, you can buy an existing farm. However, your experience is relevant first, but the money side, the investment will be probably more significant than $500,000. Depends, of course, on the size of the farm, but the ready farm, operational farm, comes with probably the workers, the equipment, perhaps some buildings like infrastructure. So you should be ready to pay more for an existing operations. Some farms, they also have their quotas assigned to them. So if you buy a farm with quotas, be ready to pay premium for that kind of operation. Okay. Another question from Facebook: how do farmland prices differ in northern versus southern Alberta? Yes, I will refer you to my presentation. Here we discussed that there are different sections in Alberta's agricultural locations. And we saw that the regional prices differ significantly from northern to southern. I can see a significant difference here. If in the northern pastures, 1,500 can get you an acre, or per acre you pay 1,500. In southern regions, which are irrigated and very well with great infrastructure, you pay up to 18,000 per acre. And as we mentioned, if you go back to our presentation, we mentioned what are the features of those regions: northern regions, central and southern regions of Alberta. Okay. All right. Let's get back to another question from LinkedIn. The question is, can my spouse and children be included in the application? Yes, in the PR application, your immediate family members can be included, and you should be included. To my mind. So, all right. Again, let me share those resources with you. First resource that you need to go and check for yourself is the free guide that we published on Sobirovs.com website is Alberta PNP Farm stream, the immigration guide. The links are in the description. Second is download the free Alberta farming guide, which gives you all the information necessary for a farming business in Alberta. And if you are not eligible for farming stream, check out your chances with using this calculator for Alberta Rural Entrepreneur Stream. And it will give you, this gives you a free assessment. Of course, it's not legal advice. It's just an assessment of your chance. If you think that it is realistic for you, this program, the Rural Entrepreneur Stream, talk to us, contact us through Sobirovs.com website. Always click on Talk to a Lawyer, and you can book your consultation right away with licensed immigration lawyers. Okay, I think it was a great time spending with you. Of course, if you missed this live session, don't worry. You can always leave us your comments, your questions underneath this video, and I promise I will be back with my team and answering that. There's one question from Özgün. Let me tackle that before I say goodbye. Here's a question. Özgün Günay is asking the following. I'm on a PGWP, postgraduate work permit, with 1 year left. Can I apply to the Alberta Rural Entrepreneur Stream after starting a business, or must I wait to start the business until receiving acceptance from the province? The Rural Entrepreneur Streams work in the following way. In general, you have to express your interest. You have to do your due diligence, what kind of business you want to do and where you want to do. There are specific localities and towns, little small towns in Alberta that participate in rural program. You need to identify where you want to do, what do you want to do, and outline it in your expression of interest. Once you do that, if those locations like your business idea, then they select. As a postgraduate work permit holder, you can do that now. You don't have to start a business. You have to research what business you want to start and prepare necessary documents for expression of interest. And first, as I said, Özgün, maybe you missed it. Here's another reminder. Go to the link underneath this video in the description and use this Alberta Rural Entrepreneur Stream calculator to assess your chances. Okay, the fact that you are already in Canada is a great advantage, and you can visit Alberta, go and see for yourself what areas are available. Talk to economic development officers that in those towns participating in the rural program. You will have a great idea. Go, see the city, see the town, and find it. If you find it interesting, let us know. We also have good relationship with economic development officers, and we can find what kind of business is needed in that specific town, and we can guide you in that respect. Okay? If you want to talk to us, book a consultation right away, and we will be happy to discuss. We have very successful success rate in Alberta Rural Entrepreneur Program before. So we've done it before, and we are experiencing that. Okay. Now, thank you very much for your active participation. As always, it's great to see you virtually. If you have any questions, let us know. Leave it in the comment section. See you next time. Next time we will be talking about Foreign Graduate Entrepreneur Program of Alberta. Okay, there will be a great presentation for that, and get your questions ready anytime. We are here to help. Have a great day. Bye bye now.